This is a July update on my 112 gallon Average Reef. This month the tank is looking real good. I finished moving some more corals over from my frag tank to the display, and everything has adjusted well to last month's rearrangement. Generally I do like to put the corals in the frag tank for at least a couple of weeks. Not a thorough quarantine, but a brief one just to make sure. I'll go through some of the new corals and some of the old. This is a pipe organ coral. It's a unique soft coral in that it actually has a skeleton. I'm hoping it will do well here. My only concern is there are some little tiny clove polyps on the rock I attached it to. This giant hammer colony I've had for a couple of months in my frag tank. I was originally going to break it up, but then I figured I can squeeze the whole thing in after I did some rearranging. It's a pretty nice piece, and it's got lots of little babies growing. The way I fit it in was I reorientated this giant green leather. So it does look smaller, but I didn't actually cut it. It's just facing a different direction. This elegance coral has only been in for a little while too. I lost my old one after having it for about 5 years. A bunch of sponge actually grew over it, so hopefully this one won't suffer the same fate. My Goniopora is looking great. Last month it did take out a few corals. It's been moved a little bit so that it has room to fully expand. This was just a teeny tiny frag that's really encrusted to the rock. My cabbage coral is looking like one piece again. It's 3 or 4 or 5 pieces, but they're just all in the same area. You can still see the dendros between all these corals. It looks kind of cool to look at them through the corals, like it's a big cave. Over here is where some of the new frags are. That candy cane replaced the one that Gani wiped out. The meteor shower Cyphastria is new, as is that little red zoanthid frag. It was actually a colony I had a long time ago that ended up getting taken over by other pieces. Fortunately, a friend had a frag of it. The side view is still my favorite. This is where you can see almost everything, and the tank looks almost completely full. My Gorgonian continues to grow and more of it breaches the surface. I probably should frag it, but as long as there's no die-off at the ends, I'm just gonna let it go. Hopefully one day in the not too distant future I'll have a bigger tank. Not anytime soon, but maybe in a few years. And if it's a taller tank, this can be the centerpiece coral in it, reaching from bottom to top. My Wilsoni is still pretty bleached out. It does look a little bit better. There's a little tiny bit of tissue loss at the top. Again, that was a mushroom. I don't know how these mushrooms outsting the Wilsoni, but that's where we're at. My Pectinia continues to puff up. I'm hoping now that I've had it for about 1.5 years, it will start to grow more. There are some new eyes, so hopefully it's only a matter of time. This pink lepto is really nothing too special, but it's been encrusting a lot, and I moved it closer to the front so I can keep a better eye on it. Same goes for this blue Cyphastria. These mushrooms here are really taking over, though I'm going to have to cut them back as they do grow over the LPS. Speaking of grow over, if you look close, you can see this blue lepto is actually encrusting up the base of the Kenya tree. The Kenya tree doesn't seem bothered yet. Hopefully, eventually the lepto will encrust all the way up. Fish-wise, everyone's doing good. I could probably use a few more small fish just to complete the tank. There is something to be said about having a limited amount of fish. Sometimes I look and I can only see 1 or 2 fish. They all have different places to hide. But a few more dither fish would be nice. that's about it for this month. I'm pretty happy with how the tank is going. It is summertime, but I'm still working hard on the tank. I have a few more corals to add next month, and we'll see what happens after that. Thanks for watching, and happy reefing.